Anything else you want to say to your fans, man?
Man, shout out to Dontae'S Boxing Nation. You know, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, Errol Spence Jr.
Dontae'S Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So it was recently reported that Kell Brook's promoter, Eddie Hearn, he talked to the Boxing Voice, and basically they were accusing Team Spence of turning down an opportunity to fight against Kell Brook. They said that Kell Brook was basically ready right now, and it was Errol Spence's management team that basically said they were the ones that wasn't ready. Now, of course, when I first heard this news, it didn't make any sense to me. And I knew, anything is possible in boxing, but I knew that when it came to Errol Spence, I knew he wanted to fight because we seen him, the first thing he did after he knocked out Chris Algieri, he couldn't wait to get on the microphone and say, Kell Brook, you're next. So what Kell Brook's promoter was saying, it really didn't make a lot of sense. So a couple days following the interview that Eddie Hearn did, Errol Spence, he came out and he basically responded, and this is what he had to say. Quote, "That's BS. I didn't turn down shit. IBF just ordered me to fight some Russian dude to become his mandatory." This is what Errol Spence, he put on his Twitter. So, logically, that makes more sense. Once again, like I said, Errol Spence, he's been desperately trying to get all of the top welterweights in the ring. When Keith Thurman was one of the most avoided, Errol Spence was the only guy calling out Keith Thurman. He called out Danny Garcia, did Errol Spence. He's been calling out Kell Brook. So there's no doubt about it that Errol Spence is ready for this step up in competition. I don't understand why Eddie Hearn or Kell Brook's promoter would say that. I guess it's to make it look like they're more ready than Errol Spence is. It doesn't make any sense to me. The bottom line is the fight is going to eventually come to fruition, and that's Errol Spence versus Kell Brook. They basically threw another roadblock in front of Errol Spence. Now he's got to fight against, I believe the guy is undefeated, Konstantin Panamarov. He just previously beat an undefeated fighter. He just beat King Solomon. He's a very aggressive fighter. He has power, and he's trained by Abel Sanchez. So that should be a very explosive matchup, actually. That should be a really good matchup. But being aggressive against Errol Spence is almost like sticking your head in a meat grinder. So, of course, I'm leaning towards Errol Spence to knock out Panamarov, which, of course, will set up the Errol Spence versus Kell Brook fight. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, Shane Mosley, who knows a lot about Konstantin Panamarov, he basically said that that is a very tough fight for Errol Spence. And I'm paraphrasing, but he said something on the lines of it being a tough fight. So I look forward to seeing this fight. Hopefully, there's no more roadblocks in front of Errol Spence if he gets past Panamarov, because I wouldn't be surprised with the politics in boxing if all of a sudden they threw another mandatory in front of him. But most likely, we won't deal with that, and we'll get to see a really, really big matchup between Errol Spence and Kell Brook. I've been telling you guys for the longest, I think that Kell Brook may be the most difficult welterweight to beat right now. I could be wrong, but we're going to see. We're definitely going to see. So that's pretty much all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Hi, you're watching Dontae'S Boxing Nation. Woo!